What I do is listen carefully to people's
Mm.
lifestyle goals, financial goals. Do they want it to be a legacy business for their kids? Do they want to move from where they're living and go somewhere else? So once I clearly understand what people's goals and motivations are, short and long term, that's when I do a deep dive into the portfolio to research.
How do you see the correlation between your kind of like advice to them and them following it and them being successful versus not successful? And I guess the question really comes down is, why do people need an Eddie Rodriguez?
I think you asked me a good question a minute ago about one word, what does it take? And I told you hard work, because I've created and built 4 businesses in my lifetime, successful businesses. I know what it takes. I know what the hurdles are. I know what you need to do and not need to do as you launch and build your business. I also am affiliated with the largest and most respected franchise consulting group in the industry called IFPG, International Franchise Professionals Group. We have a portfolio. We work with a portfolio of over 540 of the best franchise brands in the industry. I tell my clients that I don't have a dog in the fight when they come to see me. I'm not a broker that represents a few brands and I'm trying to sell people. I don't have a sales background. So what I do is listen carefully to people's lifestyle goals, financial goals. Do they want it to be a legacy business for their kids? Do they want to move from where they're living and go somewhere else? So once I clearly understand what people's goals and motivations are, short and long term, that's when I do a deep dive into the portfolio to research. And usually I pick out maybe 4 or 5 opportunities that check off all their boxes. And that's when I present it to them.
So tell us a little bit more about the franchise tailor and what you guys do.
Yeah, what we do is we talk to a lot of people that are either upset that they just got laid off or are still working, but either want to kill their boss or just fed up with the rat race of corporate America, where they feel like they're swimming upstream. We also work with very successful people that want a second income stream and are a little edgy and nervous about keeping their money just in the stock market, and have learned that there are really good passive and absentee franchise ownership opportunities so they can derive a second income stream. We also work with private equity groups. We even have a division of my company at the Franchise Tailor that works with visa clients, people that want to come to America legally and obtain either their E2 or EB5 or L1 visas so they can move to America legally and operate a business in America. Franchise ownership is a good vehicle that immigration lawyers like for them to consider because they're all registered with the federal government, all these franchises. So there are a lot of different clients that I work with all the time. I don't have one blanket kind of mode of operation other than to listen very carefully to what people want and, most importantly, what they don't want to do next. And my job is to at least try to get them to a place where they explore opportunities that make sense to them. And who knows, worst case scenario, I might introduce them to something in the marketplace they didn't even know existed.
You mentioned some passive franchises. Can you dive into that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if people, I sometimes, smile when I hear people, I can do this on my own. I'll just go on the internet. If you go on the internet and just Google franchising, you might get a migraine headache. It's a massive industry. And without working with a certified franchise consultant like myself, there are many good ones. It's like going into a vast, dark ether that you have no idea what to look for, because there are fully passive opportunities. There are semi-absentee opportunities where you can keep your current job and maybe work on, not in, but on. So we look for technology forward companies that provide you with proprietary software so you can manage your business from your computer and your phone, and devote maybe 10 hours a week to study KPIs and work, directly with your manager once a week to make sure you're on top of your business, but you're not in the business itself. Those of us that have been doing this a long time know the portfolio of brands, know the different sectors, know what's trending in the marketplace, especially now post-pandemic. We even do territory and viability checks. There are certain businesses and sectors that work better where I live in South Florida than in Albany, New York, or vice versa. So we provide a major coaching service to people so they don't make a mistake, and they have the ability to gather as much information of what might be a best fit for them or not.